Oh, all right. Well, here I am. I am going to speak to you tonight from my man cave. I've got a 1,500 square foot basement down here where I do my painting, knife throwing, put the handles on, all that. So I thought we might bring you into my den and let you see what I do when I'm not studying the Bible or teaching live on the door. So this is the latest painting. I'm just finishing this one up. This is one of the creek that I go to, river, and fish quite a bit. Caught a bass right over there. And this is where we launch our boat. So I have some questions you've sent in that I want to answer, and the first one is pretty interesting. Someone asked, is the coronavirus the judgment of God on China? And then some people are kind of excited to think, well, is this part of the signs of the second coming? Does this mean Jesus is about to come back because of these terrible plagues and things that are happening? You know, I've lived, I'm 74 years old now, and I've lived through a lot of different phases of earthquakes and tornadoes and hurricanes and wars and diseases and plagues and all sorts of things coming up on the world. And every time it happens, there's always a bunch of Christians that get all upset and excited and think this is some sign of the end of the world. So I'd like to answer your question according to the Bible, and this answer is final. This is the absolute truth of what the Bible says about the subject. Is this coronavirus a sign of the second coming? Now, when you hear this, it may be after the coronavirus is come and gone, and it may be something else. It might be an asteroid hits the earth or something like that causes a lot of death. So the answer will be the same regardless. In Matthew chapter 24, Jesus is right at the end of his ministry, and it's just a short time before he's going to be crucified. And his disciples come to him, and sitting on the Mount of Olives. They came to him privately and said to him, tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So that's the same question. Is this a sign? What kind of sign would the coronavirus be a sign of his coming and the end of the world? And Jesus' first response was, take heed that no man deceive you. In other words, somebody on the web or social media or a preacher on TV or me, somebody like that might deceive you in giving you an answer to that question. He said, for many shall come in my name, saying, I'm Christ, and shall deceive many. So he said there's going to be this period of time when one after another people come and claim to be Christ, claim to be from him, of him, even claim to be him, and actually deceive many people. The people to be deceived will be so-called Christians who think that this person is from Christ. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And there was your Vietnam era we went through, the Korean War. For all these things must come to pass. So between now and the end, he said, there's going to be a lot of wars and rumors of wars. But the end is not yet. So he said, wars and rumors of wars are a non-sign. When you see them, don't think that's the end, because it's not. Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. That's your First and Second World War, and the war between the states. There'll be famines. That's back in the early 1900s. And pestilence. There's your coronavirus, pestilence. So he said it's going to happen. Don't be excited. And earthquakes. Every time there's an earthquake, a big one, people think that's the end. In divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And then he said, they'll deliver you up to be afflicted. They'll kill you. You shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Read the Fox's Book of Martyrs or Martyr's Mirror, and you'll read about 1,000 years of being hated and Christians being killed. And then there shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. So that happens in every generation. Many false prophets shall arise. Notice the emphasis he keeps giving to many, many, many. In other words, this is not going to be a one-time event. This is going to be repeated over and over in history. And shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, there'll come a time on the earth when iniquity is greater than righteousness. It abounds. The love of many shall wax cold. Waxing is a process of reaching this state of coldness of heart. But he that shall endure unto the end, through all of this 2,000 years of what he says is to be expected in history, shall be saved. The gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And so this coronavirus is a non-sign. It means nothing at all, except it's just another one of those plagues. If so, then the 1917, 1819 killed 60 million people, some kind of a flu that spread over the whole earth. Then back during the Dark Ages, there were plagues that wiped out as many as 1 out of 2 people in some districts, 1 out of 4 generally. So many houses empty, so many crops not being planted. Horrible, horrible time. Nothing like what we're seeing now, or not even what's possible from this coronavirus. And so these things have come, they've gone. Don't get excited. Just make plans to try to survive it with vitamin C and vitamin D and a little food left back and a mask and goggles that you can wear when you go out. Other than that, just minister and love one another and pray for one another and do what you can to help other people. And so that's my answer, and I'm going to go back. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to answer another question, and we're going to take just a minute and move over to a different spot where I throw knives, and we'll answer another question from there.